Welcome to the vlog. Okay, here's the problem. I am coming in from another industry into this whole videography. But there's some basics for business that go along either way, that don't really change because you're working with product A or product B. Alright? So, I've been in this 6 months. This video is going to be a 6-month review of, first and foremost, DJI. Secondly, of the Inspire 2. Third, my piloting skills. And whatever else pops in my head, you know? We're going to talk about it. First thing we're going to talk about is DJI as a company. You guys got a long way to go. Alright? But we're going to figure that out together. I believe you're going to try, and you're going to pull out of this. And you're going to make changes that make things better for everybody. Alright? Here we go. I bought an Inspire 2 after a year of actual research without the internet, talking to pilots here at the drone park, talking to other people who were in the industry, and then involving the internet, watching a million videos to see which drone is the drone to buy. And if you're wondering which drone to buy for your first business, it's the first one you can get your hands on, because you're going to have so many of those things. Ask a construction worker, a carpenter, how many hammers he has. He has tons of hammers. So don't worry about the first drone you buy. If you buy from DJI, you should be okay. If you learn to fly slowly and safely, you should be okay. That's it. So my choice was, if you got a set amount of money, which drone do you buy? Do you buy the Phantoms, the Inspire, or the other Inspire that may be coming out? This is what I was thinking a year ago. So I said to myself, all right, when the new Inspire comes out, we'll make a choice. We won't dawdle, we won't play games, we'll just make a choice and buy that drone. So that's what I did. I bought the Inspire 2 because for the money, it was only $1,000 cheaper than a full setup for an Inspire 1. But here's what I found out later. For industrial work, the Inspire 1 is more suited for industrial work, inspections, thermal, things like that, cell phone tower inspections, because there are certain parts that aren't out yet for the Inspire 2. They're coming. I wouldn't worry about it. But there's a lot to be said about doing something else while those parts come, because that's what I'm doing. I'm doing something else, the more cinematography end of it, until the industrial parts catch up, the FLIR and the zoom cameras and all that, until all that catches up with the Inspire 2. So here's my problem today. My drone broke 2 months ago. Bad video card. So I sent it into DJI, trusting that they would take care of the problem. They did. The gimbal works. I get a weird warning every now and again, but the gimbal works and everything else works. But I'm flying my drone during the eclipse a foot off the ground at 2 miles an hour, and it rolls over onto the top. Unacceptable. Wasn't touching the controls, wasn't doing anything, wasn't trying to flip it or see how far I can go, or how high I can go, how fast I go. I don't care about any of that. I want to know how much money this thing can make for me. That's it. And it flips over onto its top so slowly that it looked like something out of a movie. So I went to inspect it after it flipped over. The trailing arm link on the outer right hand side split down the middle. I'll put a picture in over there. And inside the split, which perfectly ran along the barrel of the bore for the nut that fastens it, maybe next time they'll put 2 there instead of 1, was a perfectly linear split along the shaft of the barrel, along the shaft for the insert. Now, inside there, sitting perfectly in view, you'll see in the picture, a helicoil. You know what happens in a real airplane when a bolt strips out? They replace the whole part, and that other part is scrapped. You know what they do at DJI? They replace the part with an inferior part or an inferior repair, and then send it back without telling the pilot. That's got to change, DJI. That's got to change today, because someone's getting hurt because of that. Financially or physically, someone will get hurt for that, and that's got to change, like now. Alright? So I sent it back, and they tried to tell me, well, when did it crash? It didn't crash. It never did. It flipped, hovering at a foot off the ground. Well, it's probably like a yard. It's probably more like half a meter. It was hovering, a little higher than that. And upon inspection, I found a helicoil repair that I was not advised of, that I would have never given my permission, and was without my consent. After some talking to everybody in the Philippines, they accepted fault, they repaired the drone, and they sent it back. And that, my friends, is what's in the box. Let's find out. The grand re-unboxing of a DJI repair. There's joggers on the trail. Tell them to get in the way. Do I sound upset about this? Mildly upset. Because here's another caveat. I had to give up a drone job today. I passed it along to another guy on Facebook. Jake, great guy. Thanks for taking the job. I really appreciate it. And hey, I'm sorry I couldn't cover your job. Alan. And we'll talk to you later. But back to this guy. Grand unboxing. Controller. Controller. They said they replaced something ceramic this time. They actually asked my permission. They replaced something ceramic antenna in this. Anybody knows what that is, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate that. What time is it? Alright, we gotta go pick up the kid too. Alright. This battery track is new. Yeah. This battery track is brand new. This battery track is brand new. I think this piece might be new. The camera unit is new. Wait a minute. There's no writing on this thing. I have my phone number and stuff written on this, so I could if it ever got lost, someone would replace it. So this is a new unit. This is a brand new unit, possibly remanufactured, and that's fine. I am so okay with remanufactured. You don't understand how great remanufacture is. Remanufacture, it sounds dirty, but there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Remanufactured phone, a remanufactured anything electronic is okay. Really, it's a lot better than it's given credit for. Yeah, this is not the same drone. Here comes the again. But here's the part. Here's the part that broke. Right side, right side. Right along this little line right here. Let's take a look at the other side. See if we can't get focus. And you'll be able to see it very well in my big face out of the shot. In the picture. This part right here, that's your bolt that holds this whole thing in. You'll be able to see it much better in the picture. Oh, garbage truck. And it fractured right along. See if I can get how close I can get it. It fractured right along this edge. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to focus that close. Not with a front-facing camera. But right along this edge. What time is it? It's 2:17. To be continued. All right. The end of the matter. And this is sort of a Dear DJI letter. I'm into your product about 12 grand now, and I gotta say, okay, we are going to have to learn to live with each other like roommates until the end of the lease. You made good on replacing the product for whatever reason. You sent me a new drone, and I appreciate that. Now I just gotta teach my new dog old tricks. So good on you. You make a decent product. The company side of things needs a little work, and that'll come in time. But as far as the repair goes, there wasn't a repair, you just replaced the drone. As far as the repair goes on the old drone, we as pilots need to be advised of anything you do to these drones. In most cases, we're flying these things around houses we can't afford, cars that we can't afford, property that we can't afford to take movies for people who can afford those said properties and cars and whatever else they hire us to do. So we can't afford to be in a situation where we don't know what kind of repair was made to this thing. We need to know up front what was done and what repairs were made and how they were made. And they have to be approved by the pilot that is going to be piloting this thing around peoples and property. Like I said, you make a decent product, and I'd like to keep it that way. I'd like for it to be kept that way. It's not my decision. But I do appreciate what you did. You replaced the drone. You warranted the workout. But that can't fly. No pun intended. You have to advise the pilot of everything you do to the drone. The repair you made to my drone was wholly and entirely unacceptable. That will and must change in the future. That part we have control over. So once again, thank you for making good business. And we'll see you up in the sky. And if you're thinking about buying a DJI product, don't hesitate. Go for it. There are some growing pains, but you have to get used to that. This is a brand new industry, less than a year old. And no, actually it is a year. In August it'll be a year that we've been commercially licensed and recognized as an industry. Don't hesitate. Just buy a DJI product, but understand that there are a few bumps in the road that they have to work out, and they will. Thanks again for tuning into the vlog. We'll see you up in the sky. Have a good day. One of these days I have to show you my do-it-yourself ring light tutorial. I had to make one. This thing is really nice. I like this thing. So once again, have a good night.